Do you like the new fridge?
Yes.
Is it nice and big? Do you think there's enough space in there for all our food?
Yes.
Oh, that's good, isn't it? It does look like a lot of space. Now we've got a volunteer to show us, to give us some perspective so we can see how big it really is. And look at it, the freezer section's almost as big as you, isn't it?
Yes.
Do you think that's big enough to keep all of our food in? Do you think? Yeah, I think so as well. Now, one of the features that I quite liked on this was the fact that you can pull the freezer boxes right open, so you're not sort of having to fold your frozen goods up to cram them in there. That's good, isn't it? Do you think that's handy?
A pot.
Your plate, yes. Well, we're not worrying about your plate at the moment. So that is nice wide, nice deep space there. Is that easy to pull out? Yeah, see how easy that pulls out? That's nice and smooth, isn't it? Is it nice and smooth? Well, must be. There you go, that's good, isn't it? Can you hear that beeping noise? That is to let me know that the fridge door is open, which is another fantastic feature, especially when you have young children who tend to try and help themselves from the fridge and leave the door open or the freezer open and melt all the food you've got inside. So that is a very welcome, yes. So that's a very welcome new feature. So I've transferred the food over to the new fridge now, and as you will soon see, ta-da, what basically filled the other fridge is barely touching the sides in this one. It's just so much bigger and roomier. It's deeper and taller and wider, and just that extra bit of space in each direction just gives so much more room, which is great because we always have to cram all the food in. And now we can just sort of stack it all nice and neatly, and there's still plenty of room to spare. I mean, obviously I've put some stuff into the freezer section, but still that's loads of room left and more than enough space for a big weekly shop for the 4 of us. So this is the freezer compartment, which, like the fridge, is really nice and spacious, which is great because it means I can fit loads in there, and perfect for a family, for your weekly shop for the family, especially if you're buying in bulk and freezing to save yourself some money. And what I really like about this is these shelves. They're really easy to pull out. They just glide out, and they open right out as well, so you can just get to your food really easily as well. There's no kind of cramming things in there to try and fit it, or taking your hand off trying to get things back out again. So that's just really simple, and you can see how easily that just opens and shuts, just sort of glides open and closed again, which is great. Another feature I really like is this under shelf wine rack, which is great because it kind of utilises that space that would probably otherwise be wasted sort of around here. So again, it's just really great space saving ideas, and don't be impressed by that bottle of Verve. I had to turn 40 to get that. So again, it's just the way it uses the space is really clever and really efficient. Let me show you some more features I love about this. One is this easy slide. So basically you just pull it out and you can kind of see what you've got tucked right in the back there. So you're sort of in no danger of forgetting what you've got, or something being kind of covered up from the stuff in front of it and you forgetting it's there until it's too late, which I've done in the past, which is quite frustrating. So that's sort of quite easy. That's really handy to be able to pull that out and access your food a lot easier. So we've been trying out the fridge freezer for a couple of weeks now, and what I want to show you is this. Here's my lovely big roomy freezer section, but look, if you look closely, there is no frost build up in there at all, which is great, because one of the biggest troubles I had with the old one was the fact it would always sort of freeze over so quickly and would be a real pain to try and defrost every few months. So I mean, you can see that there's just no frost. And the other great thing too is it doesn't sort of build up with that thick frost on the stuff in your freezer either. I mean, look, you can see there. You can see obviously it's frozen, but there's none of that sort of icy frost that you can get that kind of ends up burning the food, like sort of freezer burning the food and making it taste pretty horrible. So really impressed with that as well.